Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Herbert, Mathematical, Asian, International Referee. Second referee, Mr. Joven Racelis, National Referee. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Nxled Chameleons. Let's begin with our team captain. She wears jersey number 18, Janelle Maraginot. At number 2, Laika Ebon. Wearing jersey number 8, May Luna. At number 12, Trisha May Genesis. At number 15, Jaila Marie Atienza. And number 21, guest player, Megan Hart. Starting libero is number 1, Sheila Marie Pineda. Head coach, Mr. Cheng Gan. Calling on our Chery Tiggo Crossovers. Team captain is our guest player and she wears jersey number 1, Catherine Brianna Bell. At number 2, Abigail Maranyo. Wearing jersey number 4, Jasmine Nabor. At number 10, Victonara Galang. Number 22, Pauline Marie Gaston. And at number 23, Maria Shaya Adorador. Starting libero is number 24, Buding Doremdes. Head coach, Mr. Emilio Kung Fu Reyes Jr. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board.
Here are your starters for
7.
today's match. Starting off with the Chameleons, it will be Atienza, Hart, Ebon, Maraginot, Luna, Genesis, and Pineda. Meanwhile, for the Chery Tiggo Crossovers, it will be Maranyo, Gaston, Galang, Nabor, Adorador, Bell, and Doremdes as their libero. Good afternoon, everyone. Miguel de Guzman together with Naringo and Jana Ejido here for our first game of this Saturday triple header here in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. We have the Nxled Chameleons going up against the Chery Tiggo Crossovers. First serve coming up as Hart is up to serve for Nxled.
Well, it's interesting to see the starting units of both teams. Obviously, we know these coaches will make their changes throughout the matches, trying to find the right combination. And clearly for Nxled, you see May Luna, after that great outing in their first game, she starts today. That's a good sign for her. We said she needed the opportunity. Now she's given. Now the ball is in her court. She's got to play well.
Speaking of changes to the starting lineup, Abby Maranyo seeing action for the first time for Chery Tiggo as Bell is checked at the net. Nabor goes back to her. Good quick by bang. Unfortunately, Nxled unable to keep the ball up. It's now 2-0 in favor of Chery.
Yeah, I mean, Chery got that point, obviously, but you commend Bang Pineda with that great dig. At least that's going to give Bell, you know, second thoughts that I'm not going to challenge the bearer. She can dig me.
Maranyo, one hand set by Maraginot, sails to the other side, and that will be another point for Chery. Good start here, 3-0 now for the Crossovers.
Yeah, it is important for Nxled to work on their first passing. You know, if you have a tall player in Bell at the net together with Bongay, Gaston, and Nabor, you don't want to be given these overpasses.
Speaking of overpass, another overpass. Nabor sets up Bell, who's checked at the net. Bell tries again, and this time it sails outside to open the scoring for the Chameleons.
Scores 1.
Yeah, I mean, you like it from Nxled that they challenged that first hit by Bell. Now she tried to go down the line, tried to elude or dodge the block, or she goes wide. So that's what you want to do, get a hand in the shots of Bell.
Good serve there from Yvonne. Nabor goes back to Bell, had to adjust and still score on that sequence. But before anything else, we'll turn you over to Jana Ejido, who has a report for us.
As the top teams of Pool A face each other as we speak, Miguel and Noreen, the Nxled Chameleons are banking on that first game win here in this match today. Veteran chameleon Chiara Tiggo described it to me as something that's a big win, hard fought with so much in-game adjustments. In a game that she very much stepped up in, she knows she's up against tough competition in the Chery Tiggo Crossovers, specifically mentioning going up against Kat Bell. But as she tells me, like, quote, it's a short conference, and for me and for the team, we're always ready to play and contribute because every game absolutely matters. It's going to be all good for Chiara and the rest of the Nxled Chameleons as they light up the start of our Saturday triple header on the Pilipinas Live app. Get the most extensive PVL coverage for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you for that report, Jana. Now, Noreen, Jana mentioned about Nxled going up against Kat Bell. In their previous outing, the Chameleons had 18 blocks. And they will need every single one of that in this game today going up against Kat Bell.
Oh, for sure. Oh, but play has been
There's a
stopped.
challenge on the floor by
Okay, there's going to be a
Nxled
challenge.
for a net
Anyway, yeah, I mean, you know that you have a tall player in Kat Bell. These blocks are going to be very important to try to at least challenge, not maybe stop right away, but challenge their offense.
It's 4-2 now in favor of Chery Tiggo. Noreen, it's the first time we're seeing Abby Maraño play for Chery Tiggo. Of course, in their previous match, they fielded in Seth Rodriguez, who had a 5-point outing with 2 blocks for Chery Tiggo.
Yeah, we have seen this in previous conferences wherein coaches don't really stick to a particular 6. I mean, as fans, you and I and the fans, we have our in our minds, we know which 6 you want to play or you're used to playing, but we've seen the coaches change things up and shuffle the players.
And with our tournament format, later on we're going to have a crossover between the top 3 and the bottom 3 teams. So it's very important to keep your opponents guessing in that aspect on who will be fielded in as we look at the result of that challenge.
Well, it was Nxled who stopped the rally. So, yeah, I mean, Tonga, it was clean at the net.
Unsuccessful.
So the point goes to Chery Tiggo, extending their lead to 3.
Yeah, for me, really, if you don't win the challenge when you stop a rally, it's a wasted opportunity because, I mean, the point hasn't been awarded to anyone.
Or will go to Galang, who had to adjust Maraginot with a good dig from the back row. Ding was there. Shaya goes long, but Bang able to take that ball. Luna cross court to Buding. Bell from the back row, and she.
Illegal
That's
back row
a stepping violation for Kat Bell.
It was clear at least half of her foot was on that attack line.
Fault, yeah.
Yeah. You like the defense of both these teams. Buding Duremdes, great dig. So did Bang Pineda.
Serving for Nxled.
Chensa now serving for the Chameleons, targeting Bell. Nabor to Shaya. Off the hands of the blockers.
Adorador.
Shaya Dorador. You know, last game she did not start. But you know that she is a leader already. She has been with the team for so long. And it's good to see her get the start today.
Pauline Gaston at the service line, serving for Chery Tiggo. Genesis with a good reception. Maraginot goes to Hart.
Hart.
That's going to be a play we're going to get accustomed to seeing. You know, and you're always hoping Nxled gets a good pass so they can actually run the middles and go more to Hart.
They have to maximize this rotation as they have a full front line with Jaja serving for the Chameleons. Hart. We talked about her blocking earlier in the broadcast, and let's look at this replay again as she checks Shaya Dorador.
Yeah, she had 7 blocks in that previous match in 5 sets. And you know she's going to want to eclipse that mark here in this match.
Nabor back set to Galang. Cross court. Good dig by Maraguinot for Vina. And this will be a free ball for Chery. Nabor chooses Ara. Check at the net.
Well, Miguel, you were talking about the blocking of Nxled after Jana's report, and they're showing us that, yeah, we're going to use our blocking in today's game against Chery.
So that finds the line. And you know, that's one of the hardest things to do. Block Ara Galang,
yes,
who has a lot of offensive weapons in her arsenal. She can go down the line, cross court, as this one is another point for Nxled.
Yeah, Shaya Dorador hit that over the blockers, but too wide. So that's the reason, you know, good blocking will change the way the hitters think. They're going to try to go around the blockers or go over, and this time an error on their end.
Coach Kung Fu fielding in Dapol. Daps Dapol in the game, replacing Shaya Dorador at service error. Gives Chery Tiggo a free point.
Well, after a strong start by Chery, we are now actually tied. Nxled took the lead at one point. So, is this any indication of how long this match may go? Maybe. You know, Nxled is feeling it right now.
One that attack goes outside. And that error sends us to the first technical timeout of set number 1.
First technical timeout. 8.
We have a close one after the first technical timeout in set number 1. Chery Tiggo holds a 1-point lead over the Nxled Chameleons, 8-7. As you look at Kiara Permentilla, who in their previous match, Noreen, showed some veteran composure.
Yeah, I mean, we're really happy for her performance in that match because, again, we always talk about, you heard the panel of those matches before, even in previous conferences, talk about her and her struggles with her injuries. And we know her talent, but yeah, I mean, it's always been stymied by untimely injuries. So you're hoping with a healthy Kiara Permentilla, she's going to go far in this conference.
Daps Dapol scoring her first points of the match here for Chery Tiggo. And you mentioned, Noreen, Kiara Permentilla just needs that continuity in seeing the court. You know, she just recovered from injuries, and now it's nice to see her with the Nxled Chameleons finding her home.
And also, you know, if she plays longer, she gets more confident, you know, and that's going to change the output of her game, or the outcome.
What a dig by Dapol. Bell drops it from the back row. Luna's outstretched arms was there.
Oh, good dig.
Nabor to Dapol. This time blocked at the net by the Nxled Chameleons.
Boy, they are erecting a wall, talking about Hart and Ebon there, but that was hard. Now it makes you think, no, if you are the attacker, you see Hart, Megan Hart, right in front of you. You want to not challenge her, right? You want to go down the line or go a bit tighter cross.
Abby Maranyo with a run. Genesis will push this to the other side. Nabor to Dapol, and that is a point for Chery Tiggo.
Megan Hart thinking she didn't really get a hand in that.
And
But, yeah.
Sorry, Noreen.
No.
You were mentioning about the blocking of Megan Hart. You know, a while ago, you saw her team up with May Luna at the net, who is also known to be a good blocker,
Pretty decent.
dating back to her days with La Salle. As you look at this replay again, off the hands of Ebon.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen that, you know, since we have introduced the challenges, then chances are if it's near the tape and the blocker's hands there, it is a block touch.
Yeah.
Who's that Paul?
It's the defense of the Chameleons that's keeping them in this game so far, as Maraguinot sets up Genesis, who uses the hands of Maranyo and Nabor.
Well, Genesis begs to disagree with you. It's not just defense. She's showing offense, and she hits it through two blockers, Maranyo and Nabor. You said it, that was through Nabor.
Yeah.
That's not easy. No, Nabor is a pretty athletic setter.
Hart now serving. Bell is in the on a mission, scoring for Chery Tiggo.
That's just a great set. We have to say that's a great set by Jasmine Nabor.
Now we see this replay of the spike of the set, which is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
And when you look at that slow-mo, Miguel, you can see it. The likes of a Cat Bell, your blockers needs to be established. You can't be chasing the blocks and hope to block her. It has to be established block.
Jasmine Nabor scoring on that sequence, which forces Nxled to call a timeout. Let's listen.
Nxled, 12 for Chery Tiggo.
Defense, right there. Okay, here. Okay.
Patasan ng ballers. Tayo madali. Tayo mas madali.
Give ourselves time. Patience along.
Guys, on defense, they got 3 points on this side. So, kay Laika or si Ja, solid lang on the
Jaja.
Jai, kaya nyo mag-play. Nauna lang kayo.
Okay, let's go. Training, okay.
See your technology really utilized by our coaches and players. As you saw there, Coach Cheng trying to share his advice to his team through a translation app, which we also saw in one of the interviews with one of the players here in the Premier Volleyball League. So
Yeah, and then that's why I don't envy Nxled, because aside from the fact that they're listening to the coaches, right, trying to figure out what he's saying, they have to read really quickly the translation.
it's a good thing that they have a new coach in their bench, Coach Babes Castillo, also joining Nxled, who's known to be one of the best coaches in the country. May Luna from the back row. And Nabor. The bell push. Ball is still
good
alive.
Save, good save.
1-2 play by Nabor, not that
Still
time.
alive.
Genesis
Breaks the block.
That's now 2 for Genesis off the hands of Jasmine Nabor. Watch that replay again. Good save and good floor defense from Nxled, leading to this point for the Chameleons.
But you were right, Miguel. You know, I mean, for Nxled, they did it really with defense, keeping that ball in play. And you have talented hitters in Trisha Genesis putting that ball away. So you got to commend their defense.
Bell down the line. Maraguinot to Ebon, who finds the hands of the blockers. Let's see. Oh, Paul is still alive.
Good save.
Good hustle from both of these teams as Nabor goes to Genesis. Bell this time. And she ends the rally in favor of Chery Tiggo.
Boy, you know that's how good she is, Cat Bell. It's not a perfect approach, but she just used her height, her length. But what defense. On the side of Chery, we kept commending the defense of Nxled. But Chery, great defense.
Jas Nabor serving for Chery. They are up 3.
Oh, good save.
Bongay will hit at the net. Luna from the back row. Buding was there. Bell tries to adjust, and that sails outside.
You know, it's really their instinct, their reflexes. She had to step back for her approach. It's normally the approach is moving forward. She stepped back to go for it. But yeah, she wasn't in the right position. But you love the attitude, right?
Definitely.
Do anything, whatever works, if possible.
Genesis targeting the ball. Who sends this ball over from the back row. Luna is in front. Nabor will go to Bell again. Scores again for Chery Tiggo.
Come on!
That's now 5 points for Cat Bell in this set, Noreen.
Why not go to her? She is just, you see the blockers. She's just taking advantage. If you have a smaller blocker in front of me, I can go through you or over you.
The leading scorer of the match adds a service ace to her tally. And Chery Tiggo is now up by 4 points.
Aside from the point production of Cat Bell, for me, it's really her demeanor. You know, and what she brings to Chery is that confidence that they need.
Nabor has done it. Now it's Jaja's turn for that 1-2 play. That's
12 to
her first
15.
points of the match, talking about Maraguinot.
Yeah, and these are these unspoken challenges from the setters. How can they outsmart the other ones?
Atienza now serving for Nxled.
Second technical timeout. 16,
That error
Chery Tiggo.
sends us
12,
to our second
Nxled.
technical timeout here in set number 1. Suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino sa Paris Olympic Games 2024. Watch the games live from July 26 to August 11 on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and the Pilipinas Live app. 100 taong laban para sa bayan. Noreen, back to the game. It's a 16-12 lead for the Chery Tiggo Crossovers.
And
for the second
technical
time,
timeout.
an error sent us to the technical timeout. Pauline Gaston now serving for
the
Chery Tiggo.
Crossovers, number 22.
Yeah, and speaking of errors, Nxled has 3 service errors. Chery Tiggo 0. So that is a huge difference in that category.
Looking at the score, Chery is only up by 3 points.
Yeah.
Good save there from Chery. Talking about them, Cat Bell puts the ball up. Nabor will go to Ara. But Bang was there to read her attack. Ibon to Nabor. Galang again. Off the hands of the blockers this time.
Well, finally, she gets to penetrate the defense of Nxled. They've been digging her well, and you know that's a sign of a great hitter. You try to change things up. She targets the high hands there, and Galang gets the point.
Pauline still serving for Chery. Targeting Genesis. Maraguinot goes to Hart.
Oh, good save.
Free ball, Chameleons. Birthday girl goes to Luna off the hands of Galang. Pineda to Ebon. Bongay sets it up to Ara again. Finding the hands of the blocker. And sorry, that point was awarded to Nxled.
Yeah, the ball, it was very near the net. I believe she did the right decision in trying to keep that ball or try to hit that ball over. It's just the execution, but you like the attitude again, just being aggressive at the net.
50-50 ball right there, so she couldn't take a chance. The ball gets that point back for Chery Tiggo.
Boy, you know, her approach, we've seen a lot of athletes with the explosive approach. She has it.
Already with 3 points now, talking about Dapol, who had 8 points in their previous outing. Aragalang serving. Good serve. Forces that over reception. Daps checked at the net. Nabor to Bell. Past the line.
And in.
No, you know, we have to say it's assisted by the net. Because of the net, it kind of dribbled a bit away from Bang Pineda. Oh, I know who the ball reminds me of. Jonas.
All right.
You know, that approach, that explosive hit.
And her reliability as well, whether she's a starter off the
Yeah.
bench, ready to contribute for her team. Bell with a dig. Nabor to Ara.
Off the block.
That's her second point already for this match.
And the confidence now building for the entire Chery Tiggo team.
Chery slowly pulling away. Nxled forced to call their second timeout. Let's listen in to their huddle.
One ball, okay? Hey!
Anong decision mo?
Shot. Okay?
Guys, yung palo na, we are hitting really well. We gotta do a power tip, no? Make it more, because they're used to the slow ones now, so you gotta disorient them. Good rhythm ka na, bud. You gotta put it on and faster, no? I like yung target nyo on the corners. They're having a hard time. On the first set, kailangan matyaga tayo. Then we'll get the second set, right?
See their coach Babes active again in that timeout, giving instructions on how they can fool the Chery Tiggo defense, who is slowly pulling away with 7-point lead so far in the match.
Yeah, I like it also that he's pointing out what's been working for them, how they're challenging the defense of Chery, and he's already looking to the second set.
Ibon, cross court off the hands of Galang. Nobody
Off
there.
the hand of Galang. 14-20.
That was a high hit, targeting the body actually of Ara Galang.
We'll see a substitution here. May Luna will be replaced.
Substitution. Nxled.
by Chiara
8 out.
Permentilla.
9 Permentilla in.
Well, we talked about her in the pregame.
Chiara
But during
Permentilla.
actually the start of the
Serving
game,
for Nxled.
Chiara Permentilla, and they're hoping, you know, coming off the bench, she could provide some sort of change in Nxled.
Jaja goes to Ibon down the line, but the rookie was there to keep the ball up. Maraguinot will go to Genesis again off the hands of the board. Daps.
Good bit. Oh!
Maranyo says,
Champ
I'm here.
Abby Maranyo converting on that regalo for Chery Tiggo.
I think that is her first point of the match, right? Abby Maranyo, and yeah, you know, that was a great dig. A little bit more control that it doesn't go over, but good effort on the side of Permentilla, and you cannot give that to Abby Maranyo. That definitely no.
She will convert that
Yeah.
ball 9 times out of 10. As you
Genesis
see there,
on the
Genesis
hit out.
getting the point back for
15
the Nxled
to 21.
Chameleons.
Right. You know, ever since I've seen Chisha Genesis, not the tallest of players,
Yes,
but
player.
very smart. You know, she's a smart
Serving
hitter.
Nxled.
And you're just hoping for the best for her career here in the pros.
The take by Daps going to Maranyo, scoring her second point for Chery Tiggo. And this is what we like about Abby as well. She doesn't just bring skill to the team. It's also her leadership, you know, especially
Chery
now
Tiggo.
that Ea Laura and Jen Nierva are both
2
in
out, 21.
their
Robles.
last duties.
Yes.
It's important to have a leader that will lead the Chery Tiggo team, as we have Ces Robles coming into the match for Abby, and she will be serving.
And it has been a trend for
Ces
Chery.
Robles.
Once one player gets one
Serving
kill,
for the
they get back-to-back kills. So you see, you know, again, we mentioned the confidence that they'll bring to this team. You see it in the players.
That's right. Genesis checked at the net. Permentilla back to Genesis. Long ball, too long. But there is a touch according to the linesman. Point will go to the Nxled Chameleons.
There's a ball
But there will be a
touch
challenge
called on the
by Coach Kung
crossovers,
Fu.
but there's a challenge on the call.
Can I just say,
For a block
I was
touch
looking at
by
Jasmine
Chery
Abor saying,
Tiggo.
I didn't touch it, right? But Coach
Number
Kung Fu
2.
was saying, never mind, stage. And then he hears the buzzer from the bench, so he's forced to call the challenge.
This is also a chance for these players to, you know, gather themselves, catch their breath with how long the rallies have been going on in this match so far.
Yeah, actually, the rallies, the score doesn't justify the rallies, right? 22-15, 7-point lead, but you like the digs, the hustle of both these teams.
Seven-point lead for Chery Tiggo.
I'm actually curious to see the error department, given that we mentioned the 3 service errors of Nxled. What else? I mean, is that the huge factor here?
See the result of the challenge on your screen. And it
Looks clean.
looks like
The challenge
no
is
block touch.
successful. And the serve.
Successful challenge brings Romulus back to the service line for the Chery Tiggo Crossovers.
Nxled, 12 out. 3.
But Jasmine Nabor was so certain that she didn't get a finger at that ball.
Service.
So yeah, you're right. Good challenge. It's now 2-point. Chery's now 2 points away.
Jaja to her sister, who scores right away after being inserted in the
For the
match.
match. 16
Instant offense
to 23.
by Joanna Maraginot, who has started in the previous conference. Like, she started a lot of the matches, if not all. So you're happy. I mean, for the
Lata
Nxled
Ebon.
and Maraginot fans,
Serving for Nxled.
you're hoping that the Permentila Maraginot entry
Yes.
will, start something. Not that, but
3
start something
points.
for Nxled.
And that service error sends Chery Tiggo to set point here in set number 1. They lead by 8
Crossovers
against
now
Nxled.
at set
Jasmine
point
Nabor
advantage.
at the service
Jasmine
line.
Nabor for the serve.
Pauline, Bell, and Maranyo in front.
That's a great front row for Chery.
Tips it over. Maraginot goes to Permentilla from the back row. Nabor. Who else but Cat Bell? And Cat Bell ends set number 1 in favor of Chery Tiggo, 25-16. Together with her 8 points. When we return, we will show you the statistics of the just concluded set. Chery Tiggo taking set number 1 against Nxled Chameleons, 25-16. Noreen, it was like Chery Tiggo trying to pull away at some points of the set, but Nxled hanging on, and finally, eventually, Chery Tiggo pulling away at the end of that set. What do you think went right for the crossovers?
Well, the crossovers seem very calm. At the start, they're very calm. They served well, and that gave a lot of problems already to the first passing of Nxled. Before that, let's look at some numbers in terms of attacks. We talked about the calmness. It showed in their attacks. They doubled the performance of Nxled, 16-8. Blocking, boy, Nxled. We talked about their defense. Great floor defense, great net defense. They had 3. They have to continue with that. But I mentioned towards the end of the first set, I wanted to see the errors. Obviously, Nxled had more errors in that first set. One thing they want to address coming into the second set. Now, second set, Chery, I would always say you're in a good place. You're playing well. You're playing calm. As is.
Yeah.
As you were. But for Nxled, I think it's more of really getting your serves in. You know, your defense is working. Getting your serves in, 1 and 2. Getting better first passes. That is going to be key coming into the second set.
And good points there, Noreen. You know, we have some changes over on the side of the Chameleons. Joe Maraguinot now starting for Nxled here in the second set. And for Chery, Dapol inserted by Coach Kung Fu to start set number 2, and she will be serving for the match.
Well, I have to say, Miguel, I'm looking at some numbers here in terms of foreign players' output. Megan Hart had 1 out of 4, meaning she only had 4 attempts, right? And she converted 1. That goes to show that she's a middle blocker. We did talk about the first passing. You need to change that, improve on that. Where in Cat Bell, 7 out of 17.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I mean, we have to say that the positions are different. I mean, if you have an errant pass, you can always just throw it to Cat Bell wherever she is.
Yeah.
And it's really different. But to address that for next set, they really need to improve in the passing.
Nxled opening the scoring here in set number 2. Noreen, you mentioned Hart only had 4 attempts as compared to Cat Bell. Now, you know, this isn't the downside if the Nxled Chameleons need a middle blocker, but you know, comparing their positions, if you have a reinforcement that's inside the court 100%, almost 100% of the time in Cat Bell, versus Hart, who has to be replaced by the libero from time to time, you know, Jaja Maraguinot really has to find a way to maximize her when she's inside the court, activate her, free up the lanes for your wing spikers, and let's see if she can have more attempts here in set number 2. But before that, there will be a challenge.
Crossovers.
And it features, again, Jasmine Nabor.
Yes.
Remember the challenge in set number 1.
And there's a challenge on the call by Chery Tiggo for block
Okay, the
touch.
challenge was the ball did clip the net. It looked like it dribbled over
Challenge number 2,
to the
block touch.
end line, to
Chery
out of
Tiggo.
bounds. But they're saying, I saw the linesman signal that Nabor touched it because she's the only one by the ball. And then she says, I didn't touch it. So we'll see if it's 2 for 2 for Jasmine Nabor.
Early challenge here. It's only the second point of the set, but you know, with a tournament format this tight, every point matters.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have to say, it's not just wins, because after the second phase, we're in the top 3 of each pool, will cross over to the bottom 3, right?
Yes.
Only 8 teams will make it to the quarterfinals, and then that will be a knockout match. No more playoffs, so it will depend on the F5VB rankings, meaning sets won, you know, wins, of course, but sets won. So every team, you've got to think, if I lose, I have to lose in 5 sets.
Yes.
I mean, you're hoping for that scenario at least.
See your players trying to stay warm as we wait for the footage of that challenge by Chery Tiggo.
Chery Tiggo having fun here. Cat Bell, led by Cat Bell.
There we have it. The footage is now on your screens. Let's see the result of that challenge. There's no block touch. The point goes to Chery Tiggo.
You know, it was, for me, it was a good challenge because it happened right in front of you and me, and it was an obvious,
Challenge is
clear
successful.
path to
Pointing
the
serve. Go to
end
the
line, you know.
crossovers.
So,
Now
yeah, I
the
mean,
first
Chery just
point.
Good decision making.
Gaston serving.
Pauline with the serve, targeting her former teammate in Maraguinot. Cross court, finds the line. That sails in for Nxled. But before everything else, we'll turn you over to Jana Ejido for this report.
New is the word written across this entire conference, Miguel and Noreen, and so is the experience, at least so far, for the newest Chery Tiggo crossover, fresh off the PVL draft in Karen Verdeflor. Now, when I caught up with Karen earlier, she was still carrying the joy that she had yesterday. It was her graduation day from Adamson University, so congratulations to her. But as we saw streaks of her performance today, it's looking like it's game face on for her. She gushes about how in her team, her idols are now her peers, citing how it's a pleasure to be teammates with the likes of Ara Galang, Abby Maranyo, and even her Adamson ate, Mylene Paat. But for her, it's another privilege to share libero duties with Buding Duremdes, whom she says makes her job easier and guides her into the professional ranks very smoothly. Nonetheless, Karen is very much excited about coming into her own and further venturing into her life as a professional, which is something she's always been looking forward to. And this report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you for that report, Jana. Jasmine Nabor serving. Maraguinot goes to heart too low. She had to adjust. Bell straight to the net.
Bell turned back. We're tied at
So
3.
we did say, you know, the reflexes of Bell, really, every time she gets a chance, she's just gonna go up, even if she's not in position. And she did that. She did a little bit of pirouette there, but she was unsuccessful.
Nabor sets it up to Bell, who's checked at the net again, but good coverage by Daps. Dapol sends a swallow over. Maraguinot to Joe, who's checked by Aragalang at the net.
To Maraguinot.
Boy, that was a one-on-one, and Aragalang is showing us I'm not just all offense, I have defense as well.
Deja vu. We've seen that before, Noreen. Ara blocking Maraguinot. Cat Bell at the service line now for Chery Tiggo. They lead 4-3, and that doesn't go over.
That's one for Nxled.
Anticlimactic their delivery. But yeah, I mean, the funny thing is we've seen that a lot. Did they meet in college, do you think?
Serving
They
for
did,
the
no?
Chameleons.
So the blue against the green, now it's red against green.
Yes. Atienza
Atienza
converting on the regalo this time
or rather 5
for Nxled.
Nxled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Atienza. She found a home in Nxled. We have to say she is playing against her former teammates in Chery Tiggo, wherein she started her career.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, she's starting in Nxled, and I feel very decent numbers. We just need to go to her a bit more to boost her confidence.
Another service error there for Nxled, giving Chery
Abby
Tiggo the
Maranyo
point. Abby
serving for the
Maranyo now serving
crossovers.
for the crossovers. Maraguinot checked at the net this time.
Well read
Again
by Galang.
by Aragalang.
6 serving 5.
Yep, 2 for 2 for Aragalang there. Solid performance from Aragalang. She did just score 4 points in that last
Service.
match, but
Maranyo.
here, I know she scored at least 2 points of attacks, at least 2 blocks.
Yeah.
So at least she has equaled her first game output.
Back set to Ibon. Good up by Nabor. Abby to Ara. Pineda was there. Same play. Off
Good
the
dig.
hand. Good dig. Joe checked at the net, and there is a net touch
There's a net
called
touch.
on
Called on
Chery Tiggo.
Galang. 6-all.
Well, Aragalang over-eager to get that third block on Maraguinot. Clips the net. Look at that. Landing, yeah.
Joe Maraguinot serving for Nxled.
I love Ara's hair. Just to put it out there, she's right in front of us. And she attacks right on cue. Ara Galang scoring for Chery Tiggo.
Well, she loves that you love her hair, and she's showing appreciation with that combo play.
You see that spike of the set, which is brought to us by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Crossovers.
Ara with the serve. Ebon from the back row. Nabor goes to Dapol. Checked at the net. Bell goes back to number 12. Ball is still up. Nabor sends this over. Free ball. Chery Tiggo. Nabor to Gaston.
Good stop.
Another long rally here in the match. And that sails outside.
Too wide.
Good rally though. We saw a lot of that in the first set.
First technical timeout. 8.
Take a look
Chery Tiggo.
at the highlight plays of Cat Bell from the first set. Eight-6 in favor of the Chery Tiggo Crossovers. As you look at the PLDT high-speed hitters who will see action later today in our Saturday triple header here in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Aragalang serving for Chery.
Well, Aragalang having a great match thus far. And you're hoping for more for her fans.
Bell from the back row
Oh, good dig.
by Maraginot. Ebon from the back row, over reception. Ball is still alive. Daps. Maraginot working on defense here for Nxled. Gaston to Daps again, tries to drop it. Luna with a good read.
Still in play.
Jasmine goes to Pauline.
So I like the adjustment made by both Gaston and Nabor because early on it was kind of far. This one, it kind of high. This one, she kind of made Nabor kind of gave a lower set, a faster set. And we know the quickness of Pauline Gaston.
Chery Tiggo slowly building their lead. 9-6. Permentilia fielded back in the game by Coach Cheng.
Good serve.
Unable to keep that ball in play, extending the Chery lead to 4.
Yeah, you like the target, you know, Aragalang knows where to put her serve. She's really eyeing in on her targets and giving the huge problems again to the first pass of Nxled.
Activating Atienza in that play. Good quick second point for Atienza.
Well, finally, Bang Pineda delivers one of the better first passes in this match so far, and Atienza is the recipient of that quick set.
Atienza now at the service line for Nxled. And there will be an 8-second violation on Atienza. Took too long to set up her service.
Yeah, I mean, the coach will say, you already have 8 seconds.
Go to the
How much more time do you need? And players, they shouldn't take that for granted. They have to be careful about that time limit in serving.
See here, Robles sent back in the game by Coach Kung Fu to serve for Chery Tiggo. Targeting Permentilia. Setting up Permentilia in the door. Shuts the door on Chiara.
You know, you do not fault Permentilia for going for that hit. It is the coverage that was obviously absent in that rally. Look at that. Look at the coverage of Nxled too near the net. So they need to make the adjustments in that defensive formation.
Says Robles with another good serve. Hart. Good dig there by Chery. Bell down the line. Maraguinot was there. Kiara checked. Ebon will send this over. Nabor will go to Pauline.
Oh,
That's another point for Pauline Gaston, who now has 2 in the set.
well, she doesn't get. She's not the first option. But she does not get a lot of sets. But look at her today.
6-point lead by Chery. Nxled forced to call timeout. Let's listen in to their huddle.
Pero ikaw na doon? Or
Pwede ako na.
Ja.
Pag ganun ka na lang, ako na pa din.
Okay. 係啦，一分要打，穩步。OK， 先沉一點。OK， 跟打。Power。
Yes, coach. Hey, cover tayo, ha? Let's go!
Okay.
Nxled!
Another look at the PLDT high-speed hitters who will play later today, and of course with their manager, Sir Baji Del Rosario, Isa Jimenez, together with other members of her team watching the match here as well. They will see action later this afternoon here in the PVL. Maraguinot to Fermentilla. Good kick by Buding. And that ended up as a regalo for Chiara Fermentilla.
Yeah, finally a kill for Fermentilla. You know, the defense of Chery has been clamping down on the wing hitters of Nxled. Defense working for Chery, and Fermentilla going cross, then getting that free gift there.
Robles misreception. Able to keep the ball up. That's an ace for the Nxled Chameleons.
Yep, that's a good sign now for Nxled. You want to challenge the first pass, this time of Chery. You know, give them a dose of their own medicine. You want to serve tough.
Jaja with a serve, targeting Robles again. Bell adjusts and sets it over.
Bell. 15.
You know, that's really how much respect Nxled has for Cat Bell. Even if it's far from the net, everyone was waiting for a strong hit, so that off-speed top spin hit the floor.
Perfect timing from Cat Bell. Good reception by Maraguinot. Fermentilla with her own version of the off-speed hit. Nabor goes to Bell.
Down the line.
Need we say anything
Bell.
more?
But we have to commend the defense of Chery. It's not just offense. Look at that. Robles keeping that ball alive.
Service.
Making way for this play. This down-the-line hit by Bell. But she makes it look so easy.
Pauline serving for Chery, targeting Maraguinot. Hart converts for Nxled.
10 to 15.
They needed that. They needed that. They needed to feel her presence because she only had 4 attempts, we mentioned in the first set. They need to get her going, you know? Maybe go for some slides, not just quick, so there are other options given the first pass.
The board goes to Ara from the back row. Horvina underhand set to Jo.
Maraguinot
Finds
gets the ball touch.
a way to score off the hands of the blockers in that sequence.
So you can see the adjustments now being made by Nxled. They were getting blocked, talking about the wing hitters, Maraguinot, Fermentilla.
Service.
Now they're going
Fermentilla.
high hands, get a hand or a blocker, a blocker's hand to touch the ball.
That's an
Back-to-back
ace.
points for Nxled as Chiara scores
12
another service
to
ace.
15.
Well, obviously, they're finding their run right now, talking about Nxled. So you want to continue good serving, keep pushing. Because you're trying, but you want to win the second set.
Short serve, targeting Verde Floor. Bell pushes it to the other side. Horvina to Ebon. Good dig by Galang. Nabor pushes it. Good hustle by Fermentilla and the rest of the Nxled Chameleons. But that is unable to go up here now. here at the second technical timeout with Chery Tiggo
Second
leading by 4.
technical timeout, 16, Chery Tiggo.
Chery leading 16-12 against Nxled here in set number 2 in the reinforced conference of the Premier Volleyball League. Ara Galang coming alive in this set for Chery Tiggo. 4 points already, 6 points in total in the match.
Yeah, and speaking of coming alive, this set may have been, the score may have been further, or the lead of Chery could have been more, but Nxled actually came alive here in the second set. That's one thing they have to go back to. How are we able to score a couple of points?
Let's look at that play and how Kat Bell was able to score off of that wonderful reverse set from Abby Maranyo.
What's that movie again? You mentioned it earlier. Anywhere.
Everywhere, all at once.
That is Kat Bell, starring Kat Bell.
Back to back.
Scores again.
Same play, same set, same result for Chery Tiggo.
What's the tally right now for Kat Bell?
Kat Bell, 14 points on 13 attacks and 1 service ace.
Seems like it's more than that.
Jas Nabor serving straight to the net.
Bonus point for the Chameleons.
Trying to go for the low serves that clipped the net. But I love the way Nabor has been playing these past 2 games.
Yes.
The last game in this one. We know in previous conferences she would come off the bench, but Coach Kung Fu making her start, and you know why. You see why.
Goes to Ara Galang, who has to push this one over. Hart to Ebon. Rolls it to the other side. Kat Bell down the line this time. Maraguinot was there to keep the ball up.
Off the block.
And Nxled scoring in that sequence. Ebon with her fourth point of the match.
Yeah, and we have to mention that that's not easy. I mean, she played it smart. She'd rather attack the smaller blocker in Abby Maranyo, but Abby Maranyo is such a great blocker, so that wasn't an easy kill.
Bell of speed. How many times have we heard her name announced here in the venue?
She's just a smart player, and couple that with confidence because she's playing so well. I mean, aside from that, that's her second service error. But we always say, I would always say, when a player is confident and relaxed, it's like when you look at your opponent's defense, it magnifies all the holes.
Serving for the
right?
Chameleons.
Ebon now serving for Nxled.
Good serve.
Ara. Cross court. Ebon was there. Jaja had to tip this one over and scores.
Attacks and scores
for the Chameleons.
For Nxled.
Well, Maraguinot, talking about Jaja, Maraguinot, she has to do a lot more of that, try to make her another option for Nxled.
Look at that. Good decision there on the part of Jaja to keep the Chery Tiggo defense guessing. The lead is now down to 3.
It is achievable for Nxled.
No Another good serve. Nabor, back set to Ara.
Come on.
Ara Galang. I want to see another replay of that play. Jasmine Nabor back set. Ara Galang cross court. Scoring for Chery Tiggo.
You know, the feeling is more nostalgic than ever. It looks like the Aragalang of De La Salle University pre-ACL injury. Come on. She has, worked on her conditioning to perfection.
Bell keeps the ball up. This will be a free ball for Nxled. Maraginot, 1-2 play.
Jaja.
That's what they needed. We did say that. Jaja has to do more of that. Try to keep the defense of Chery guessing.
Let's take a look at that. 1-2 play again. Calculated.
It is.
Very well by Maraginot. Nabor goes to Robles. Ball is still alive. Fermentilla cross court. Good dig by the new graduate, Verdeflor. Fermentilla. Ball is still alive. Ara Galang. Let's see.
Why not?
Yes, sir.
Why not? She's feeling it right now. Remember, we mentioned 4 points in that last match, and in today's game, I don't want to count yet. I want to be surprised with her output after the game.
Now serving for Chery Tiggo.
But right, I mean, she looks like the Aragalang from La Salle.
So much confidence coming from number 10. Fermentilla checked at the net. This will be a free ball for Chery. Bell collides with Galang. No problem. Robles scoring in that sequence.
You didn't say no problem for Chery. Whatever works, collision, just get the ball in play, and Robles gets her first point of the match. I think that was the first point, right?
Yes, that's correct. First point for Cesc Robles. Ara Galang now at the service line.
22 is
Boy, everyone getting into the scoring act for Chery. At least those fielded in by Coach Kung Fu.
Service Gala.
And Isguera now in the game for Nxled. Fermentilla checked at the net. What play from Jaja.
18.
Well, they needed that. That was Ann Isguera there. They needed that. Other people, other players sharing in the offensive burden for Nxled. But I feel really underutilized, Megan Hart, because, she is a middle blocker. However, you can, again, go to the slide. Give it to her if she's in the back. Make her play. A lot of options they need to think about.
Serving for Nxled.
Double substitution for Chery. Nabor and Galang will sit in favor of Paat and Picard. It's an offense. However, that came from an error from the Nxled Chameleons.
I was looking at Picard's reaction. She, it was a botch play, and then she gave it like
Serving
a bump
for the
set.
crossovers.
Enough topspin to get it over, and she gets the point.
Fermentilla soars again, triple block. Buding was there to keep the ball up. Paat down the line. Pineda was there. Vicar chooses Gaston. Read well by Hart. Pineda to Maraginot. And straight to the net.
Towards the end, we saw a good run there by Nxled. Towards the end, that would practically sum up the end of Nxled. They need to talk more. They need familiarity with their play.
They are now at set point talking about the crossovers.
There you go.
But Hart extends this one. It's now 24-19 in favor of Chery Tiggo. Let's look at that play again.
Yeah, they need to go to her more. Really.
Jaja Maraginot.
Jaja has been connecting really well with her middle blockers. It's just a matter of being able to set up your setter to deliver those balls to Anne, to Hart, to whoever their middle is. Tienza, it may be.
Outside shot, Bell, and there's a challenge on the call by
There's a challenge on the court called by Coach Kung Fu.
Challenge
Let's see
number 2,
if this
block
will
touch.
give them the second set or if Nxled can cut down on the lead.
From our vantage point, that looked like a mishit
Yeah.
or a strong hit on the side of Bell. So we will see. That's why we have the challenge system.
It's now the second challenge of Chery in the set. Their first one was a success. And similar to their first challenge, they're having fun in the middle of the court. And why not? They hold a 5-point lead against the Nxled Chameleons.
It's like watching an aerobics class or a dance class or something.
And it's not just the players on the court. Sometimes the players on the bench are also following what they are doing. So you see the footage on your screens. Let's see if it will be a successful challenge.
Look clean in terms of the blocker's hand.
Almost, but not quite. Maraguinot at the service line after that successful challenge. It's now 24-20 in favor of Chery Tiggo.
It's a 4-point lead. It is still possible. Let's check this rotation if it's going to be miraculous for Ed.
Picard to Paat. Good dig by Maraguinot. Ebon. Check that net for Mentilla. Spikes it outside. And reverts it. An attack error ends the second set in favor of the Chery Tiggo Crossovers as we look at the highlight plays of Aragalang from the second set. Ara with 5 points in the second set alone, 7 total in the match. Doing it on both offense and defense. We'll be back for set number 3 here in the Premier Volleyball League. Chery Tiggo holds a 2-0 lead over the Nxled Chameleons, 25-16, 25-20, Noreen, in that just concluded second set.
Well, when you look at the score, it's actually a better showing for Nxled. We did mention towards the middle part of the second set, they had a run, and that's what you wanted to see from Nxled. You know what they can do. The question and the challenge we pose to Nxled is, can you do it at a consistent basis? Because you have the talent, but I guess it is the execution of plays, the gelling. You see more of that from Chery, who has been playing obviously longer together. So Nxled, yeah, I mean, it was a better showing, and that's all you can ask for them. But this time, you want them to focus on winning set number 3. It's more, we're in here to win this third set and hopefully force a fourth. Let's look at some numbers here. We did say, you know, a better output in terms of attacks just by 3. It was double in the first set. Blocking went the way of Chery, thanks to Aragalang's great blocking there. Aces, Nxled. Opponents' airs, we did mention they need to check their airs. They, you know, changed it by 1 point. They need to change that a bit more and have a bit more attacks. But as a whole, you know, it's a better showing. Numbers proved it, and this time, challenge again. We said it already. We'll say it again. Challenge the Nxled. Your mindset coming to the third set is to try to win at all costs.
Set 2 was the Aragalang takeover set. And you'll see it on your screens later. We'll run her numbers in a while. Jaja Maraginot ready to serve for Nxled. Together with her on the court is Trisha Genesis, Esguerra, Ebon, and Perfilia.
First serve goes to the Chameleons.
Oh, we have yet to see
18, Jaja
Critch Makaslang, yes.
Even in their previous match, Critch didn't see action. So Pauline Gaston opening the scoring for Chery Tiggo here in set number 3.
Well, Pauline Gaston, not the tallest of middle blockers, but she makes up for that in quickness. You see how quick she is. Aside from the personality aspect of being a volleyball player, but yeah, I mean, quickness is there.
She's at home, Noreen, here in Chery Tiggo, you know, contributing in every way that she can. Look at that dig, talking about her adorador. Rolls it to the other side. Pineda. Ebon had to adjust. Checked at the net by Shaya.
Yeah, too near the net. And Adorador was all over that. You know, Coach Kung Fu really trying to shuffle the starting unit of Chery.
Pauline still serving for Chery. Targeting Genesis. Permentilio cross. Another good dig by Gaston. Reception rather. Maraginot to Esguerra, who tips it to the other side.
Well, you know, Pauline Gaston is not disappointing your comment, not disappointing you. She's doing it both in offense and in defense.
So far, I'm crossing my fingers. I haven't jinxed anyone. Aragalang earlier, now Pauline. Cat Bell from the back row. Good dig by Permentilia. Ebon source. And that is a point for Nxled. Game is tied at 2. Jana Ejido has a report for us.
Cat Bell has been pouring in the points for the Chery Tiggo Crossovers, as you've been mentioning all match long, Miguel and Noreen. And lots of this could be attributed to her principle of the game, as I quote her saying, "It's important to play simple." Cat also shared how she's bringing her game and integrating it to the Chery Tiggo system, saying that it suits her perfectly. One thing that's also made it easier for her are her teammates. As she tells me, and I quote, "My teammates are characters. They're fun, vibrant, lively, and easy to communicate with." Well, it does look like it, and it'll be interesting to see what Cat and the rest of the crossovers make do of their 2-set advantage here in set number 3, which you can catch on the Pilipinas Live app, or you can get extensive PVL coverage for only 149 pesos a month or on PilipinasLive.com. Back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thanks for that report, Jana. Noreen, she mentioned Cat Bell just wants to play simple. And we see it on the court. You know, she sticks to her basics.
Yeah.
And look at her stat line. She has 15 points now on 1 ace and 14 attacks.
Boy, simplicity at its finest, we have to say.
Adorador down the line, and that is good for Shaya.
Well, she's taking off a page of Kat Bell's book, going over the blockers. And with a little spin at that.
Chery Tiggo.
Shaya serving for Chery. The reception by Kiara. Jaja to Hart, who converts for Nxled.
For all.
I love the attitude of Megan Hart because it's so hard as a player, you know, to stay upbeat when you don't get the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and you're the foreign guest player, right?
Yes.
You're the reinforcement. And then you don't get the ball all that much. So you love her attitude, really.
Good take by Yvonne. Permentilla from the back row. Galang was there. 1-2 play by Nabor. Oh, he's still alive, Noreen.
Good save.
Bell off the hands of the blockers. Kiara from the back row.
Big.
Another long rally. But there will be a violation called on the court. A double touch.
Yeah, good call there by the referee because Megan Hart just tipped it down and it hit Abby. It rolled actually. That's 1-2. That's a double, clear double.
Karandang seeing action for the first time in this match. Nabor puts it up for Kat Bell. Check. Jaja. To Genesis.
Oh, good save.
Ball is still alive. Back to Genesis. Chery asking for a double. None called. Bell. Sharp angle outside. Point goes to Nxled.
Well, they did not. A lot of complaints on the side of Chery. They may have a point, but they did not stop the rally with that. Could be wrong set by Maraguinot. So Nxled gets the point. And they have a 2-point lead.
Good serve. Verdiflor having trouble with that one. Bell will send us over. Free ball, Chameleons. Hart. Good coverage by Verdiflor. Good dive by Horvina.
Defense working.
Bell tips it over. Jaja. Back set to Ebon. Jazz to Karandang. Checked.
Karandang denied by
Point,
Genesis.
next set. We did post that challenge to them. You have to come to the third set with the mindset to win it, and they're showing us just that at this point.
Wala na tayo sa timing. Yung dalawa, yung middle nila, yung import, nakikat na agad. Naiiwan lagi yung middle natin. So, nung nagpasabay tayo, yung middle nila nag-stay na sa gitna. Kasi alam nila ibabarate yung atake. So, maging matalas lang ulit mamaya. Yung first ball natin, maayos lang ang first ball eh. Papagalin pa natin ha, para may kuha tayo ng ano. Maganda po ang
3-point lead by Nxled forces Coach Kung Fu to call a timeout. It's been a while since Nxled was in front in this match, Noreen.
Yep. Good sign for Chameleons there. And I like it that they're just being so aggressive with defense. And that was what we commended in the first half.
Better offense coming from Kat Bell in that sequence.
Well, this rotation, even with Megan Hart in front, is a challenge for Nxled because Jaja Maraguinot's not the tallest setter. So if you have Kat Bell trying to attack her, that's going to create a lot of problems.
Jaja to Hart, who had to stay in the air for a long time there. Pauline keeps the ball alive. Karandang outside.
Ball is out.
And that
First
error
technical timeout.
sends Nxled with a 3-point lead as we head into the first technical timeout. Nxled with a 3-point lead against Chery Tiggo here in set number 2. Let's see if the Nxled Chameleons can extend this match or if Chery Tiggo can come back from this deficit as you look at the crowd here in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. It's a Pool A triple header today. After this match, we have PLDT going up against Galleries. And at 6 p.m., Farm Fresh against the Creamline Cool Smashers.
Trisha Genesis.
Well, the
serving
crowd
for
slowly
Nxled.
building here in the Phil Sports.
Nabor to Bell.
Down the line, Bell.
And Kat Bell, obviously you know what her goal is to carry Chery. They're down by 3, now by 2. But as long as she's in front, she's going to carry the offensive load for Chery Tiggo.
Jasmine serving. Maraginot back set to Ebon. Scoring for Nxled.
Nobody there.
Yeah, I mean,
9
great
to
target
6.
there. You know, you saw Nabor move towards to actually set, and there was a huge hole there in zone number 1.
Like a Ebon, now with 6 points. Hart serves straight to the net.
3-point for the crossovers.
Obviously, these are the things you don't want to see, but they can still afford it. At this point, they're still ahead by 2, but they've got to try to protect this lead.
Guest player and team captain, Kat Bell.
Bell serving, Maraginot setting. Genesis, free ball. Chery Tiggo, Nabor. Crazy sequence so far. Permentilia checked at the net.
Denied by Gala.
Was that Ada Galang once again showing us her defensive prowess in this match? What a huge match. It is!
Yes.
It was!
And a service ace scored by Chery Tiggo. Ties the game at 9, Noreen.
Yeah, we did say that, you know, Nxled's got to protect their lead, and it has vanished. We are, like you said, tied here at 9 apiece.
In.
Kat Bell at the service line.
Service.
Game is
Bell.
now tied at 9. Genesis, Maraginot goes to the sister. Nabor to Shaya. Too much to handle for Genesis.
Well, that's why she's there. You know, Shaya Dorador, really a veteran. When needed, they go to her.
Look at this spike. This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubong ng bayan. Great attack by Adorador in that sequence. Maraginot gets the point back for Nxled.
Yeah, but you know, for me, Miguel, that should be huge for Joanna Maraginot. She needs her confidence back. We saw a lot of that in the last conference where she would start. Now she's coming off the bench. So she needs to work on that. And if she can hit that way, you know, I mean, that's going to be a huge thing for Nxled.
Nabor back set to Galang. Checked at the net. Esquera unable to push that onto the other side.
11 to 10.
Yeah, it's just the execution. You cannot fault her for being aggressive at the net. The next time around, you know she's going to get that.
Pauline Gaston back at the service line for Chery. Started the set
Pauline
serving
Gaston.
for the crossovers. Targeting Genesis. Kneeling set to Joe. Kat Bell unable to handle that one. Oh yeah, goes to the Chameleons.
11 all.
Yep, back-to-back points for Joanna Maraginot. And we did say, if she plays that way, you know, that she's comfortable just hitting and she goes for that, she always also looks like she was in her collegiate days.
Yes. Nabor set this one up to Adorador again. This time, the ball is long.
Outside
Points
shot.
goes to
Adorador.
Nxled.
So I thought we're going to see a challenge from Chery, but they opted not to.
Service. Maraginot.
Maraginot serving.
Good serve.
Nabor to Galang. Trying to outsmart the defense. Ebon does the same. Better assault.
With a gentle kick. 13.
Well, they are learning that it's a point is a point, no matter how strong, no matter where you put it away, and Ebon gets the point.
Keep the defense guessing.
That is key.
Maranyo back in the game, replacing Karantang. Maraguinot serving for the Chameleons. Cat Bell pushes it to the other side. Esguerra finds a hole in the Chery defense, extending the lead to 3.
Yeah, that was a smart push, you know. She found the ball a bit too low for her comfort, so she just made do, and she gets the point. Right, it was a bit low, so just push it to the zone number 1.
Jaja. Check. 3. Who blocked? Genesis at the net.
That girl with the red head. That red head right there. She is really... I mean, the way she's reading the offense of Nxled is so good here. She's so good here.
Good serve. Jaja back set to Ebon. Check. Again.
And she has become infectious to her teammates. This time it was Adorador.
Back-to-back blocks by Chery Tiggo. Aragalang serving. Ebon sends it to the other side. Nobor goes to Bell.
Oh, what a dig. Come on.
Genesis. And there's a challenge by Nxled to stop the rally. It will be a net touch challenge coming from the Chameleons.
Yeah, we did see the net move a bit. Not sure if it's because of the ball or somebody. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting challenge. But you know, as we await the challenge, what defense being displayed by both teams. Bang Pineda, really.
Yeah, actually, another player who surprised me with her defense in this match is Joanna Maraguinot.
Also,
despite the strong spikes coming from Chery Tiggo, able to keep her balance and bring the ball to Jaja. Been a great defensive showing from both teams.
well, if you're Nxled, you're hoping that this challenge is favorable to you because you just have a 1-point lead and Cat Bell is at the back. So you want to take advantage when she's at the back. But we have to say the locals are doing great in trying to, you know, rally here.
Look at the result of the challenge.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Yeah. The ball hit the top of the tape. So
Crucial stretch now for Nxled because it's in this portion of the
Challenge.
previous 2 sets that Chery Tiggo was able to pull away
Point and serve. Go to the
into the
crossovers.
middle to the end part of the set. But let's see if Aragalang
At 14. Aragalang serving.
can give them the lead after the service. Genesis, that sails outside.
boy, what a read by Aragalang. She was there and she let it go. Great decision making on her end.
Service. Galang.
Aragalang. 9 points now in our tally. Maraguinot, good set to Ebon.
Ebon with a cross-court
But
shot.
they needed
Tied
that.
at 15.
Nxled needed that. Their lead obviously vanished and then they were down. They needed that and hoping to claim the lead going into the second technical timeout.
For the Chameleons.
Anis Guerra, one of the newest additions of the Nxled Chameleons, serving. Targeting Adorador. Shaya, off the hands of the blockers. Jaja to Genesis.
Into the block. Genesis.
Well, you did say they wanted to get the lead going to the second technical timeout, so good sign for Nxled.
Our second match for this afternoon.
Ostero and Laura enjoying the games here between the Nxled Chameleons and the Chery Tiggo Crossovers.
Second technical time.
Laura also did not see action in their previous match.
4 out, 7.
I heard she is nursing an injury, so
11
we're hoping that she gets
Yes,
better.
well, yeah.
Obviously, her fans wanting to see her in action in future matches.
Esguerra at the service line for Nxled. Paat has to make something out of this. Jo, underhand set to Genesis. Good reception by Verdeflor. Mylene Paat scoring her first point of the match.
You know, I get there's a reason probably for Coach Kung Fu to not play her or not give her long minutes, but when you see her hit that way, it's like, as a fan, you miss her.
And the confidence as well. Back-to-back points now for Chery Tiggo. They regained the lead, but there will be a challenge from the Nxled Chameleons.
There's a challenge on the floor by Nxled
The block touch
Chameleons
called
for a block
by their
touch.
coach.
Challenge number 2, block.
They need this to be successful or not, they will lose all their challenges here in this third set.
Coach Cheng encouraging his team to huddle in the middle of the court. It's 16 all in this crucial stretch of the match.
But you did say it's crucial, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a close set here, so if you're Nxled, you don't want Chery to start pulling away as they did in the first, second, and second set.
Now over on to Chery Tiggo. Bikar in the match as well, together with Paat. You see on your screen, well, from our view, you'll see on your screens the footage to determine if the challenge was successful or not.
Oh, it looked like it
Yeah.
is a block touch.
The pinky,
Yeah.
the pinky wiggle.
The wiggle.
Successful challenge there for Coach Cheng.
There is a touch.
Good,
The
good
challenge
decision
is
there.
successful.
And they keep their challenge.
And lead at
Ebon
17
serving
to 16.
for the Chameleons.
Good serve.
Bikar to Bell, pushes this one over. Jaja, back row Joe.
Back points for Nxled. Let's see what the impact of that challenge will have on Nxled, but they erect a 2-point lead.
Joe getting a thumbs up from the coaching staff after that hit. Ebon still at the service line, clips the net. Bikar to Paat, who scores again for the Chery Tiggo Crossovers.
There is a purpose for Paat's entry. You know, if she's in the opposite and you have Bell in the other side, if you're the defense, if you're Nxled and you're defending, it's hard to see who you're going to give or who you're going to defend.
Hart
Off the
connects
block.
again with
Hart.
Jaja.
19 to 17.
Well, they want that. Nxled, you can play side-out volleyball. You have a 2-point lead because you want to win this third set, but you want to remain at least ahead by 2 points.
2 points. Genesis serving. Bikar to Bell. No doubt.
18 to 19.
Or you know, yeah, Noreen, it's not just the strength of her spikes, but the angle as well. Look at that.
7 out.
And we were
and a ball.
commending the great defense of Nxled, but that angle was just too tough. Too tough an angle.
Jasmine Abor.
She's been going to that attack. You know, in her first game, she had the highlight play with a similar attack. And now, Hart gets another point for the Chameleons.
Banamatangkad.
Staying aggressive at the net. You know, she's using her height there. It was by the net. I'm just gonna tip it over.
Substitution.
What, how do we call that? Standing tip. But it gets the same effect.
Atienza back in the game for Nxled, serving. Targeting for the floor, good reception. Bell.
Bell right on the line.
You can hear the oohs and the ahs from the crowd after that got Bell in.
You know that's her goal really is to, score as much points when she's in front. Now the challenge this time for Chery, she's at the back. Okay, are you gonna chase here? You're still down by 1.
Cho, cross court, Buding was there. Chao's at the net. Bang. To Cho again. This will be a free ball for Nxled. Genesis from the back row. Good read by Buding. Shaya. Another good save by Trisha. Long rally here at set number 3. And I jinxed it.
No, you didn't jinx them because Aragana just made a monster game today. So she went for that swing. Look at that. Just so comfortable right now.
What a game from Aragalang. Nxled is forced to call time. We are now tied at 20.
这时候希望大家能够豁出去，敢打必胜。
Kailangan makakomplete yung isang rally, coach.
打手出界
Ngayon, pag nagtatapos ang isang rally, tsaka papalitan niya, kung magsiserve pa ulit sino-sino.
每个人都拼防守。Next game siguro.
Hindi lang natin siya complete. Kapit lang, tara, one stop tayo. Tayo lalamang niya, tara.
Let's go, let's go. Go, 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 go.
Go, go, go.
Chameleons!
20 all here in set number 3. Trisha Genesis on your screen. Ebon as well, playing good defense for the Nxled Chameleons. Kat Bell, who is 35% on her attacks for today, playing efficiently for Chery Tiggo. A good serve there. Ebon will send this to the other side. Nabor, Adorador, checked at the net.
Good D.
Jo rolls it over. Jazz to Ara.
Oh, good save. Oh! That's gonna hurt. I mean, great hustle in terms of defense, and you hit it into the net. But what about Araganang? Again, we could not stop commending her game today.
Bell.
The resurgence of Ara. She never lost it, but it's just more highlighted now, especially with how she has been playing in this game, both offensively and defensively for Chery Tiggo. Jo Maraguinot scoring to tie the game at 21 apiece.
Well, speaking of resurgence, Jo Maraguinot also great showing here coming off the bench, and you're just excited, win or lose in this game's not yet done, but in this conference, you want her to play the way she's playing today.
Talk about good defense there. Ball is still alive. Ara, combination play.
Why not? Someone's got the hot hands right now. Might as well milk her when she's there in front.
Substitution. Chery Tiggo.
To the delight of the Chery Tiggo faithful here in Pasig City. Single block. No problem.
No problem. You saw the way she avoided the blockers with that cut shot.
Serving for the crossovers.
Robles now serving for Chery. Targeting Genesis. Jaja. Good job. Check. Jazz. To Bell from the back row.
Oh, what a dig.
What an angle from Jo if they get this point. And they do. But there will be a challenge. Quick challenge. Coming from Chery Tiggo.
And there's a challenge.
Net touch challenge called by Coach Kung Fu.
Net touch.
This is going to take a while because they have to see whether or not, if ever there is a net challenge, number 1. What happened first, the ball touching the ground or the net infraction? But we've been commending Aragana. What about Bang Pineda and her digging? The Bell cross-court hits, you see her digging. That's not easy.
Nxled and their floor defense has been amazing in this game. We thought it's going to be an easy game. Going up against their team, because of how offensive-minded Kat Bell is, Aragalang is. But, they've been reading her attacks really well. And you'll see here on your screens, let's see if there is a net touch violation. And instead of it being on Jo,
There's actually Aragalang with a net touch.
Before? No. She's the first one. Ganon kay Galang.
Our first referee explaining to Kat Bell and the Chery Tiggo Crossovers that Ara touched the net first.
The replay is supposed to be the bottom of the net. Why do we call replay on our own player?
No. Based on the challenge, we see Aragalang net first before the
Even because the
Nxled.
ball hit the net into her? That's
Yeah.
net touch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clarification there on that call.
Point and serve. Go to the Nxled Chameleons.
22-all, that's the score
Tied at 22.
Well, who's the captain? She's the captain, right?
on the floor. It's Pauline.
Jo Maragino's serve.
Abby Maranyo is the captain, but
I'm looking for the line. I can't see the line of their...
Up.
Anyway.
23-22, Noreen.
Yeah.
Let's see if Nxled can hold on. But before that, Coach Kung Fu calls for time, gathers his troops.
Okay, first ball, malakas ang atake natin sa harap. Out of system, meron tayong top-play sa likod. Ang problema natin sa block, para kayo nasa parlor game. Ang block nyo, yung block natin, nakaganyan lang tayo. Block tayo, hindi ba? Tumayos. Intindihan nyo. Okay, ang blocking, hindi pang parlor games, ha? Blocking nyo.
Coach Kung Fu with a very interesting reminder to his team right there regarding their blocking. Chery goes down 22-23. Maranyo back in the game for Chery Tiggo.
Yeah, let's see the response of Chery after that timeout.
Good reception by Adorador. Good attack from Shaya.
You know, they've been playing together for so long, talking about Chery Tiggo, that, you know, it doesn't have to be Bell. I can go to Shaya, Adorador. I can go to anyone in my front line, so you love the confidence they have.
13 deadlocks here in the set so far. 7 lead changes. How close has set number 3 been?
Good dig.
Genesis. Costly error.
Painful error.
And now, it's Coach Cheng's turn to call for time. Let's listen in to the Chameleons huddle.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So far we're passing good, so we are good, huh? Just calm down. We're good. Let's go. Hey.
Two straight points from Chery Tiggo, and suddenly they are at set point. Match point, rather.
Yeah. Boy, that was quick, you know,
Yeah.
from close third set. Now we're facing match point for Chery Tiggo.
Aragalang is at the service line for Chery. Good serve. Ebon. Ball is up. Bell from the back row. And Kat Bell with her 21st point of the match seals this one in straight sets and puts the cherry on top.
Yeah, which puts a cherry on top. You know, they were challenged, we have to say.
This is the Panalo play of the game, brought to you by Yakult. 3 straight points from Chery gives them the win against Nxled after that scare in the 3rd set. Good showing from both teams.
Congratulations to our
Yeah, you know, they should be happy talking about Chery because, again, they were challenged there in the 3rd set. Could have lost it. This could have gone 4, but Chery just maintained the right composure in the end.
Let's watch the highlight plays of Adorador here in the 3rd set, who helped wrap up set number 3 for her team, scoring 5 points in this set alone.
Yeah, you know, it may just be 5 points. We mentioned that about Dapol in the pregame, but it's when it happens, and she has been effective for Chery.
Just like that, Chery takes this in 3 straight sets. We'll be back to wrap this game up. Chery Tiggo taking this one in straight sets, 25-16, 25-20, and 25-23. Our player of the game is with Jana Ejido, who she will be interviewing. Jana?
That's right, Miguel. I'm with our player of the game today of the Chery Tiggo Crossovers, Ara Galang. Ara, congratulations! Coming off 11 points. That's from 7 attacks, 4 blocks, and 11 excellent digs. Ara, congratulations from a 4-point performance against Farm Fresh noong Tuesday. 11 points today. Kwento mo naman sa amin kung ano yung naging difference maker mo sa laro mo ngayon.
Siguro yung mindset ko lang talaga is tulungan si Kat. Kasi hindi naman pwede yung uasa lang kami sa import namin. So kaming locals, dapat mag-contribute kami as much as we can.
And of course, naging dikit yung laban nung 3rd set. Tell me, ano yung naging game plan ng team, especially in the crucial moments?
Mag-stick kami sa kakayahan namin, magtrabaho lang kami na maayos and mag-work kami as a team.
And of course, Chery Tiggo at the top of Pool A. It's going to be a short conference. Ano ang dapat ma-expect namin sa inyo?
Expect na pagbubutihan pa namin lalo and mag-work pa kami as a team.
And finally, Ara, any messages, greetings to everyone watching? Go ahead.
Ayun, binabati ko lahat na nandito sa Phil Sports Arena. Maraming salamat sa pagnood ng live. At syempre, sa mga team bahay, maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa amin, sa Chery Management, sa family ko and friends, at sa Galang, Salas, Amutan family. Hi!
All right, congratulations once again to Ara Galang and the rest of the Chery Tiggo Crossovers. Back to you, Miguel and Irene.
Thank you, Jana. What a game from Ara Galang. Definitely the spark that Chery needed to take this match against the Nxled Chameleons. As we watch the highlights on your screens from the just concluded match.
Yeah, you see really the contributions locally. They are a team. They recognize the fact they have a good foreign player in Kat Bell. Obviously, we kept commending her throughout the match, but what you like is they know their roles, their specific roles, and they have been performing well as a team. So it's a good start for Chery Tiggo's campaign here in this conference. 2 straight wins.
2 straight wins indeed, and as Jana mentioned, it's a short conference, so every win matters. Now, we saw it in their previous match. it was all Cat Bell. Now you have the contribution from Galang. It's very exciting to see who will step up next for Chery Tiggo in this conference.
Because it is important, it is a team game. It's important for the team to contribute, like you said. But I like the way Nxled has been playing. You already see improvements from throughout the conferences that they have joined, and you just can't wait to see what they're gonna show the next match.
And let's look at the match statistics.
Yeah, in terms of attacks, Chery Tiggo, with the contribution of Bell, Galang, and the likes, 44 to 36, 7 blocks to 4. Aces, just even. Opponents' errors, actually not bad, 22 and 17. But I like the performance, even if Nxled lost this match. I like their performance. We saw the strength in their defense. Now, they just have to concentrate on converting great defense into offense in future matches. And hopefully, they will get more wins here in this conference.
Chery Tiggo now 2 wins with no losses. Nxled 1-1. Up next, we have the Galleries Tower High Risers against the PLDT High Speed Hitters. On behalf of Noringo, Jana Ejido, and the rest of the crew, this is Miguel de Guzman bidding you goodbye. You're watching the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball.